Okay, so when it comes to growing any service-based business, whether it's a marketing agency, whether it's a coaching business, something like that, one of the easiest ways you can get clients and generate more business is by having good reviews, testimonials from people who have used your service in the past, people who have solved the problem using your service and now they are better off because of it. Now, this video is going to cover how to actually get those testimonials, how to conduct them, when to ask for them, how to best do this, because just because you have good results and you have a few clients doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get good testimonials. And if you don't have a system in play for this, it isn't going to be as efficient as it could be. So if you're not familiar with me, my name is Ben Lister. I help agency owners to save thousands of hours by doing their outreach for them sometimes so that they can start to work on the agency rather than working in the agency. So first of all, I should note that this relies on having good client results. If you don't have good client results yet, if you lose most of your clients, if you don't have the ability to say to a client, have we done a good job, and they respond yes, then I probably wouldn't ask for testimony. So if you don't have good client results, then make sure that is what you're focusing on first, and then you can come back to this video and learn how to actually generate testimonials from those good results. So if you are good at what you do, client happiness tends to peak. This is for advertising specifically or marketing services. It tends to peak around about the end of the first month. This is because you usually have given them some kind of quota. You've said, we're going to give you 10 leads this month, and you've hit your 10 leads, you've hit 12 leads, 13 leads, and they say, you know what, I'm happy with this. We've been given what we've asked for, and so the happiness is basically at the top. And when it comes to advertising and marketing, things tend to drop off and sort of plateau after a little while. After maybe the second month is just as good as the first, and then the third month is slightly worse than the second, and it generally just sort of comes up and then just levels off a little bit. And this really, if you try to chart this in terms of like how happy the client is, even though the results sort of level off, the happiness tends to go down a little bit because we are humans. This is what we do. We tend to just get used to the results and the things that we have. So this is the same for anything, but when it comes to results, you slowly expect them to start increasing, right? You want to always make more money, you want to always do better, you want to have more time, all these kind of things. And so if the results sort of plateau, the happiness starts to drop just a little bit. And this is what you can use to basically make sure that you get the best testimonials. And when you ask for a testimonial, they're more likely to say yes. So if you know that happiness peaks when the results really hit their first initial peak end of the first month, this is when you really want to go and ask for your testimonials. This also works well if you have a strategy that initially boosts clients' results in the first month. So if you are running marketing services and you run a database reactivation, what you can say is, after the first 2 weeks when the database reactivation is done and the advertising is starting to really take off, that's when you can go and get your testimonial because happiness has peaked at that point because you have two systems that are working. Of course, if you have a database reactivation, you can only do that every 3 or 4 months. So when you do that at the start of the campaign, you can't do that again and again. So this is really where the happiness is going to peak. So this is where you should come in and ask for the testimonials, some initial feedback, some reviews on how the business is going. And then another strategy is to actually incentivize these testimonials, whether it comes to, free months, whether it comes to discounts, whether it comes to, maybe an extra service. Maybe you can say, hey, you give us this testimonial and we'll do social media content for you for the next week, the next 2 weeks, the next month, whatever it is. I would always recommend going for some incentive that is maybe more valuable than you think the testimonial is worth, because in my opinion, the testimonials are one of the most invaluable things that you can have. Having a web page that is full of people singing your praises, people that are similar to your prospects that you can send to the prospects, and you can say, look, we have 20 testimonials here from clients who are similar to you. They had the similar issue that you're having now, and now they've overcome it by working with us. That is worth hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. There's people that have built their businesses up to 8 figures, $10 million a month by having very, very good results and a lot of social proof. So you could argue that page is worth millions and millions of dollars. And so by you giving a discount of $100, $500, whatever it is, you're giving them a month for free, anything like that, you're getting a huge return on investment for that, because like I said, it's probably one of the most valuable things that you can have. And so initially, obviously, if you're making a couple $1,000s a month, if you're making less than 10K per month, this might be a bit of a hit to you if you take, a $1,000 discount on your clients, or you give someone a free month or something like that. So in the short term, you will lose money, yes, but in the long run, having those 20 or so testimonials there where you can just show to not only prospects that you are looking at right now, people that you have on sales calls, you can use it in your outreach, you can use it in whatever you have, that is going to really set you apart from the competition. Because as we know, when it comes to marketing agencies, there's a lot of people who are just starting out, they're looking for their first few clients, and maybe they're trying to, get some fake results out there, some fake testimonials, something like that. But in actual fact, if you have 20 that are genuine, it's people that they know in the industry as well. So this is a great thing. For example, if you work in gyms, oftentimes gym owners will know each other because they've either met before or they've networked or something like that. And so if you show them John from New York who owns a gym, and then he knows who John is, that just puts your credibility through the roof. That's almost like having a referral at that point. So everyone that knows that person, he is basically referring them as long as they actually go and see it. Once you've actually incentivized the testimonial, once you've actually asked for it at the right time, then you have the testimonial, and now we want to go about how we can actually conduct the testimonial, because sometimes you can just ask, just send me a video of you talking, and that works just fine. But it's always great to get a client interview. Now, what a client interview is where you just simply jump on a Zoom call with someone, you record both sides, so it's yourself and the person who is on the call with you, your client, and you ask them about their experience with you. Now, there's a series of questions that you can ask to actually make sure that you get the best value from this. If you just ask them, how has it been, maybe it's not going to be the best testimonial. You're not going to get the answers that you're looking for, especially if you have good results. You want to make sure that you push the client a little bit, you ask them for the nitty gritty, the things that is going to make other prospects realize, oh, this is the issue that I'm having right now, so my problem could probably be fixed here. And so let's say, for example, if you have a common objection of, I don't think the lead quality is going to be great, and this is a common objection you face, people talk all the time, you can get me leads, yes, but how is the lead quality going to be? And that's a common objection. What you can then say is you can ask your clients on the testimonials, what was your thoughts about lead quality coming into this? And then someone, if they have that objection and you've been able to overcome it, and now they've realized that lead quality of your service is good, they will go on a 2-minute rant about, I thought the lead quality was bad initially, I didn't think that it would work, I thought the lead quality was going to be way lower than what we have now, but actually I've used your service and the lead quality is better than I imagined, it's better than other services I've used, it's probably the best kind of leads that we have in the business right now. That's going to just quash every objection that you have. And so if anyone ever brings that up, you can say, hey, look at this story from John, he's a similar gym owner to you, and he does this, this, and this is the issue that he had, this is what we overcome, and so can you see how by you coming on board, we're going to solve this issue for you, and there's nothing to worry about. Something like that is just a huge plus. If there's no specific objections, if you can't think of something that is particularly pressing right now, so we actually have a 5-step process on how we go and conduct these interviews. Firstly, you want to talk about the original problem that they faced. So if you are doing marketing services, this usually means less clients, less money, something like that. The problem is we were decreasing as a business. We weren't generating as much revenue as we had now. I didn't think I would have the systems in place, something like that, right? If you know your clients, you'll know what kind of problems they're facing. Then you want to ask them about their thoughts of working with you before they actually did. So usually people would be quite skeptical. They'll say, I wasn't sure, or I was happy to come on board, but I was, not sure how it would pan out. I didn't think it would do as well as it would, something like that, right? You want to ask them this because when people are watching these videos, if they are prospects of yours, they're probably having the same kind of thoughts. I've seen this all before. It's too good to be true, something like that. But if you put the prospect in the shoes of the person who's on the client interview, at that point, then they're going to realize that they're having the same issues now, and it's sort of like they're up to this point, they have these issues, and now we're going to talk about the fact that the client has been able to resolve these issues by using your service, and they've their problems have gone now, and you've helped to alleviate their problems, and they're happy with this. And so this is almost like the next steps for the client, and so they think, if I do come on board, then I'm going to have the results that these person are having. And then I always like to talk about specific results that the client got. So if this is number of appointments, revenue generated, time saved, whatever it might be, you can have this basically as the headline of the client interview. We can say, we generated $100,000 in the first 2 months of working together, something like that. And oftentimes you can maybe bend the stats a little bit to suit how it works for you. So instead of saying, $100,000 in 2 months or something like that, we can say, maybe if the first month was 60,000 of that, we can say we did, 60K in the first 30 days or $2,000 per day, something like that, right? And you can have like a really attention grabbing headline with that. This is really going to hit home for a lot of prospects who are looking at this and, dreaming and hoping for that kind of money and that kind of business results. And so number 4 is to talk to them about how the service actually affected their life and affected their business. We want to talk in emotions here. We don't want to say, now I used to make $20,000 a month, now I make $40,000 a month, something like that. We want to say, this helped me to save time. This helped me to alleviate the stress of the business that I was having. This helped me to hire more so I can take more time off. This made me, hire a manager, so now I haven't taken a vacation in 2 years, and now I'm able to do that because of your service, something like that, because the prospect has that problem in mind. They want to get to $40,000 a month, for example, but the reason they want to do that is because they want to spend more time with their family. They want to do something else. And so if we can actually relate the problem that the prospect on the client interview is having to something very specific like that, outcome of the client interview and how effective they are going to be is going to be exponentially higher. And then the 5th and final point is you always want to ask them, what would they recommend to someone who is on the fence or not sure about working with you, or maybe they're just coming across this testimonial now and they've seen a few things but they're unsure, and the client will 9 times out of 10 they will say, just go for it. It's been a great success for us. They're not going to say anything bad because they're happy with the results that they've had. So they're always going to say, if you're watching this now, if you are on the fence about this, I would say just go for it, do it. It makes a lot of sense to do that. And that's always a great way to actually get people in, because they're probably having that thought anyway. Should I, shouldn't I? They're like 50-50 at the moment. And by having that extra question in, that could help to just push the person who's watching the testimonial over the edge and actually agree to book a call, or at least, sign with you or something like that. So if you are looking to sign more clients on a complete done for you basis, go ahead and click the first link in the description. Don't worry, we're not selling a course. We're not going to ask you for your email, your phone number, anything like that. It's literally just a video of me explaining how my company does that on a done for you basis. So if you did enjoy the video, go ahead and click the like button. Obviously comment if you want me to cover any topic specifically below, and make sure you subscribe for more. But yeah, appreciate you watching this one to the end. Cheers.